Hey guys, J77 here doing another vlog. Pretty much been doing a lot these days, but these are important vlogs that I've been doing. Some things that have been happening in the current events, both locally and internationally. I want to talk about Russell Brand for a moment, and the reason why I'm bringing him up is because the simple fact of an interview he did with a BBC network. I have picked up on this story through David Pakman, the Young Turks. A couple of blogs have talked about this, and I want to really see the full 10-minute long interview to get my own perspective of things, what he's talking about, why he's so serious about this. And before I go in there, this is not the first time Russell Brand has been in the center of my heated topic. He basically schooled one of the morning show networks for pretty much not paying attention and basically disrespected him, or at least what he felt was being disrespectful, for not acknowledging he was in the room, not acknowledging his name. This was a little bit different because it brought up the issue of voting. It also brought up the issue of why he didn't vote. I will say this about the video. From the 10-minute video, I listened to his points. I listened to why he feels the way he feels. And I gotta say, I respect his opinions. Whether I agree with it or not, that's not even irrelevant, but I do respect his opinion. He was very honest, he was very open, and he was pretty much letting it all out there. He didn't care who would criticize him for feeling what he feels. And to be honest with you, I kind of wish that most of the actors would be just open like this and actually be so passionate about what's going on, the injustice that's going on. In the world, in terms of how our political system pretty much only favors a small fraction of the few, while everybody else is left to suffer. With that being said, I do disagree on why. On the voting part, and the reason is I do feel, and I strongly feel it's this way, especially what's been going on in other states across the United States, is that I think voting is important because it sends a message to a lot of these politicians that your behavior or your lack of compassion or your lack of dealing with the issues that affect the actual people who put you in the first place will not be tolerated. And the more you vote, the more you can have an impact on these politicians in terms of how they address the people next time up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it sends a message, and other times it don't. It really all depends on who is still in office, as well as who's been, throwing out all the propaganda that we often see on our corporate-run news networks. With that being said, there is a lot of stuff I do agree with. There is a system that only caters to a small group of people. There is a situation where it's almost become acceptable to pretty much destroy the planet and basically make things even tougher or even impossible for other people to live. It is disgusting how a lot of people are being disenfranchised, whether it be in the workplace, getting a job, or even worse, in terms of voting, period. We're seeing that right now as another ending fight. I have listened to a lot of what was said by the Young Turks. I listened to a very interesting debate between David Pakman and the person who works with him. One agrees with what he is saying, and the other one didn't agree. And I kind of understand why both sides are bringing this issue, but I'm glad this issue is being put out there. I'm glad that Russell Brand have put this out there because it is something that it definitely needs to be discussed, especially with voting. Does it really matter anymore? Does it really hold any weight? You'd be surprised. A lot of young voters, at least especially when I was growing up, says no. But there are also a lot of people who said that it's important. It is an important part of our freedom. I surely believe that it is definitely one of the important things of our freedom, because I got news for you. There's other countries who don't vote, and the end result is disastrous. At least we have that opportunity to say, hey, look, you're not doing a great job. Enough is enough. You got to get out of here. Do you think that Obama or any of these politicians would actually got back in office if people haven't voted them in? Money can only take you so far, and then, it's up to the people. But again, I fully understand why people would move away from voting because they're frustrated with the system we got. They want options. They want to hear other people's point of views. And there are other people out there who have great views and great ways of implementing these views. They just don't have the money. And this again, the money is a very big factor. It's a very strong video. It's a very, very good video. It's a video that's actually still on YouTube right now. I'll probably leave a link to it. But it is something that I think is up for debate, especially dealing with today's environment in terms of what's going on in the political world right now, especially coming the elections. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think Russell Brand's opinion, is he right? Is he wrong? Do you think some of this stuff is right but other stuff is wrong? I'd like to hear your opinion on this matter. I will leave a link to the video once I get a hold of it. And until then, this is J77 saying take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.